The first time I saw him, he ruined my life. Not because he meant to, but because I was foolish enough to believe I could just walk away after that smile. It was late September in Manhattan, the kind of evening when the wind feels like a warning and the light turns everything into a memory before it even happens. I was leaving a bookstore on 9th Avenue, arms full of discounted novels I didn't need, when he collided with Mess Holder first, sending my stack of books crashing onto the wet sidewalk. "Sorry," he said, crouching to help. His voice was warm but clipped, like he had somewhere to be. That's when I saw them, those eyes. Brown but not dull, sharp but somehow kind. Like they'd lived too many stories and still wanted more. We talked for exactly 90 seconds that night. 90 seconds, a chameleoned the faint scent of rain in his sweater. Then he was gone. New York was full of beautiful strangers who brushed past you like half-read chapters. But the problem was, I saw him again. And the second time wasn't an accident. I found him in a small cafe on the Lower East Side, hunched over a notebook, his coffee untouched, hair falling into his face. It was stupid to walk in, but I did anyway. "You're the guy who nearly killed me with literature," I said. He looked up slowly, and the corner of his mouth tilted into something dangerously close to a smile. "Guess I owe you a drink, then." We talked for hours. About books. About the city. About the way time feels different when you stop pretending you're in control. He was 24, working nights at a music bar, writing songs no one had heard. I was 26, stuck in an office job that paid for my rent but not for my dreams. There was no grand confession that night, just the feeling that I'd met someone who could rewrite me. We saw each other again and again, sometimes at his place, sometimes mine. Always at odd hours, midnight walks along the East River, coffee at dawn, lazy afternoons where the city felt too loud so we stayed in. It was almost perfect, until it wasn't. It started with his silences. A text left unanswered, a missed call, the way his smile would falter like a song losing its rhythm. I told myself it was nothing, but one night he didn't show up at all. I found him 2 days later outside a bar in Brooklyn, cigarette between his fingers, looking like he'd fought the world and lost. "You disappeared," I said. He didn't look at me. "You wouldn't understand." "Then explain it." "I'm not who you think I am, Alex." His voice was low, heavy. "I don't do forever. I mess things up. I ruin people. You don't want that." But he was wrong. I did want that. I wanted him, ruin and all. The weeks that followed were a slow unraveling. I tried to hold on. He kept pushing away. We argued quiet at first, then loud enough to draw stares from strangers. One night, in the middle of December, he showed up at my apartment with snow in his hair and tears in his eyes. "I can't do this anymore," he said. "You deserve someone who stays." And just like that, he was gone. Winter was a blur after that. I worked. I drank. I told people I was fine. I wasn't. New York kept moving without him, but I couldn't. Every street felt like a ghost. Every song on the radio was him. It was late February when I saw him again. Not in person, on a small stage at a dive bar in Queens. A friend had dragged me there, swearing I needed to hear this guy. It was Eli, and he was singing. The song wasn't about me. Not exactly. But it was about someone he had loved and lost. Someone he'd been too afraid to keep. His voice was raw, breaking in all the right places. I stayed in the back, unseen, my chest aching with every chord. When the set ended, I left before he could see me. But the next morning, he was at my door. "You were there," he said. I didn't answer. "I've been writing songs about you for months, Alex. Every damn one of them. And I hate myself for walking away. But I was scared. Still am." "Then why are you here?" "Because I'd rather be scared with you than safe without you. We didn't fix everything in a night. Love doesn't work like that." But we talked. For hours. About the things we'd been too afraid to say before. About the way we hurt each other and the way we didn't want to anymore. By spring, we were learning how to stay. How to fight without leaving. How to let the other person in even when it felt dangerous. One evening in May, we sat on the fire escape of his apartment. the city glowing beneath us, the air warm and smelling of rain. He leaned against me, his head on my shoulder. "You ever think about how we met?" he asked. "All the time. I think we were supposed to." I kissed him then, slow and certain, the kind of kiss that feels like a promise. It wasn't perfect. It never would be. But it was ours, 2 hours, 2 months, 2 years, however long we had. And for the first time, that felt like enough. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.